Greetings from the Fredericktown homestead. I cleaned out that mess right there, and I'm working on making another mess. I've got all these 1-inch sticks here. This is leftover. I got some 1/2 inch leftovers, but I made all these 1-inch sticks. These are leftovers here. I made those out of the worst of these, ones that were bent and wouldn't make good sides on shells. And I gave the boy that came to work here this morning, I gave him a shell, which made me think I ought to make a couple more to replace it. The one he took, all of the back was diagonal except for just the bottom bit. And I think I might do that again. I'll use this stuff here, all plain 4 sides. I'll use that stuff for my back. Boy, you know, I could use this stuff for my cleats, the stuff that I just cut. But, yeah. I'm very tired. I'm having a hard time keeping going. I did get my sander put together finally. I did get that done. Haven't used it yet, but it's under the table there, ready to be used. I think my pocket, my phone sits in my pocket, and I think it suffers from being in my pocket. I think I've got like a cloudy lens from what I can see. That might just be the safety glasses I'm wearing. Yeah, it's warm out here in the sun. This project needs to be completed. The lawn needs to be mowed. Oh, there's a nice breeze. That feels so good. That breeze really feels good. I just wish I had more energy. I wish I could pile the rest of this in there. Kind of hoping that the older boy would come down with the team and the sickle bar and cut me the pieces of lawn that I got ahead of me. And, this hay cart that I use here, that's ready to go. If he come down, I could put the hay into that and put the hay into there. But yeah, make a shelf, but energy. You know, I went in, the boy here at lunch, the boy was, I had to take him home so he could have his noonday meal. And for the Amish, the noonday meal is they usually eat cereal for breakfast. But I told him, I said, I eat a big breakfast and then I try and get through until dinner. Well, he said, oh, you can't do that. You gotta have lunch. Lunch is his big meal. And so when I went in, I took a brief nap in the chair inside. I've got that Miracle air conditioner thing that's supposed to be free, and you get about what you pay for with that. It's supposed to work by evaporation, weight and heat of evaporation. There's a water tank on it and a fan, and a filter-like thing that gives you the air. It works like a swamp cooler, but I tell you, it wasn't very cool inside. But I did fall asleep. And when I worked at the mines down in Australia, we had a swamp cooler on the roof of each cabin. Each miner had a cabin, and we had swamp coolers on the roof. And the fan would come on when the sun came up. When it got just so warm, the fan would come on and water would run, and it would keep the cabin a little bit cooler than it is outside, just a little bit. And it was hot there. It was in the hundreds every day, sun every day, and very dry. But the latent heat of evaporation doesn't hold a candle to compression and expansion. Compression and expansion is how a normal air conditioner works. And I've got one sitting right over there. Yeah, I got one with a condenser, and I traded wood for this. Which I hear, never been used, he said. I could slap that in the window and have real air conditioning, but so far I'm getting by okay with what I got, which is a pretty warm house. This weather's only just started. We got quite a bit of it coming up. Yeah, one of the things the boy helped me with, my rack was racked, and I put on this extra diagonal here, but I needed him pushing on it for me to put it on there, and that makes it a lot sturdier. Glad I did that. Wood's drying well in here, and it's warm in here. Yeah, trying to make a rack. I started this video for some exact reason. I was trying to cut these 10 inches long, set up a jig so that cut them 10 inches long, so it's got to be just about there. So I was thinking put some blocks in here to stop it. But that wasn't why I started the video. I can't remember what I was thinking. I was going to tell you guys something. Maybe I've already told you. Maybe it was just that I'm building shelves, and the saw worked well. Chainsaw. Like to have that fan running. Brought that up to Costco. No, Sam's Club. Yeah, I bought steaks up there at Menard's parking lot from a truck. And he says, you don't want the ribeyes. The ribeyes are too thin, not enough steak, no good at all. Well, I tell you, they're awful nice when you just fry them up real quick. Don't leave them too long. About the time they start to cook, they're done. And I fried up 2 of them. They're frozen, so you just thaw out the packet with the hot water real quick and open them up, put 2 of them fit in the fry pan just right, cover them. And as soon as you start seeing steam come out, you turn them over, and they're just about ready at that stage. Make a nice little chunk of meat. And then I cooked up the asparagus I had. My rule with asparagus is you're supposed to eat your asparagus before the dew comes back on. You pick asparagus while the dew is on. You have to pick asparagus before the dew gets burned off, and then you eat it before the dew comes back. That was the rule we had. That was the rule of a man that was born in 1896. That was what he taught me. He says you pick your asparagus while the dew's still on, then you eat it before the dew comes back, and you have fresh asparagus that way. Well, this asparagus, I bought it at Kroger's, and I don't know how long it took to get here from wherever, but I'd had it for 2 days. It was still okay. It wasn't fresh like it should be, but part of it is this morning the haul that I had on my calendar that apparently didn't belong on my calendar. Their next door neighbor is another customer of mine, next community over, and they grow asparagus, but I guess their season is all over with. They have let it all bolt, and so I missed their season. I do like asparagus. I'd like to start an asparagus bed. That one that Peter and I did, I'd like to know how it's going. We used tobacco, and took 4 years before he ever harvested one piece of asparagus, but should still be going now. Should still be going. I'm tired. I should build a shelf, but I'm tired. That was quite a bit of work me and the boy did this morning. We shoveled into the compost container there until we got tired, and then we started in on recutting the slats to clean up that mess in the corn crib. We actually got that project completed, and we brought the last load in here, and I just cut it up now. It's all done and stacked over there, and then we went on to the wood pile. Well, we started kind of late for the wood pile. It was pretty warm by the time we started, and pretty hot. We were fading fast. He kept asking me what time it was. Finally, I told him, don't ask me anymore what time it is. We'll get done when we get done. So then I set a goal of, let's get all that cleaned up right there, and then we can go. And that built a fire under him. We got that done pretty quick, but it's only just a small portion of what needs to be done over there. Yeah, you can see my tired face here. I don't do merch, not for the half dozen people that look at my posts, but I do like to wear a shirt that has my name on it, and this one has Fredericktown Homestead. Does it come out backwards on your video? It comes out backwards when I look at it in viewfinder. Oh well. Yep, that's the face of a tired homesteader after he was born in 1951. I told Raymond, he said, how old are you? And I said, I was born in 1951. I said, how old John Weaver, your granddad? And he says, oh, he's old. John Weaver's 10 years younger than I am, but he acts older than I am. He wouldn't have been able to keep up with what we did today. Yep, good old John. My first customer is an Amishman. Yep. Keep going, or just go in and call it a day and take a nap. Saturday, if you take naps, somebody's going to wake you up with a phone call. Sunday, you can get away with it, but not on Saturday. I got a call after well, I was at breakfast, I got a call actually, and wanted an emergency trip to the veterinary. And I can't, I'm on a run already. I'm going to pick up my load right now. Well, it turned out that when I got there wasn't any load to be picked up. They didn't know nothing about it. It was some mistake on my calendar. And so I rushed back over there to his house where he needed the veterinary. And there was one in the driveway, one pulling out, one pulling in, and I was driving by. He had plenty of vans. He, I guess, put the word out that he needed help. So I just drove by. He had plenty of help. Yep. Oh boy. Can you hear the wind? Can you feel how tired my legs are? Alright, I'm not thinking of what it was and I wanted to tell you, but God bless.